Welcome to the Town Board meeting, Thursday, May 18th. Please rise and salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Emergency exits are to my right, next to the town clerk, and also the door you came in. Roll, please.
Councilman Delango.
Here.
Councilman Gutierrez.
Here.
Councilwoman Doyle. Here. And Supervisor Perotti.
Here. Public comment? No public comment?
I just wanted to say something about the seniors. I'm going to talk about that. Is that all right?
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to let the seniors know out there that the Senior Center will be meeting only once a month through the summer. It will meet on the second Thursday of the month. The next meeting will be on June 8th. It's at 10 a.m. and it's here in the town hall, and it's in the back of the auditorium. We'll have cake or coffee, play some bingo. You can come play cards. You can do as you will.
And I donated puzzles. There are puzzles there.
Yes, there's puzzles there, and we're going to, and it's going to be very nice, a very nice occasion. If you need a ride to the senior center, you may call Monty at the Millerton Care Car. He will pick you up in Millerton, Wassaic, and Amenia, and also it includes Tally Ho, just in case Tally Ho doesn't realize that. You have to call him about 3 days before and let him know that you want to have a ride here. There's no charge. He will pick you up, bring you to the center. He will pick you up at the center and take you home. You must call him at, and I'll speak very slowly, 1-518-592-1399, extension 5. I hope to get the update onto the computer TV, before June. We can get it up there, the changes and stuff. I'd like to let you know that the Westchester Dinner Theater is a go and it's filled. And the next one is to Lake George on 7/14, that's a Friday. So please see flyers or call me to get on the list. We have quite a number of people signed up already. The Amenia Senior Picnic is going to be in July, Saturday, July 29th at the Wassaic Firehouse. And once again, I'm the contact person for that. So that's basically all that I really had to say about that. Thank you all very much for your time.
Is there any other public comment? Okay, supervisors report. On May 9th, I attended a conference on municipal solar held by NYSERDA, Capital District Region, Planning Commission, and the Hudson Valley Regional Council. Local governments across New York State can apply to the program to gain recognition and rewards for their communities. They were also, one of the other things they discussed was they've been designated by New York State. We can be designated by New York State as a clean energy community, and we would be eligible to apply for grants up to $250,000 to fund additional clean energy projects. On May 10th, I attended a NYSEC annual meeting for supervisors and mayors. NYSEC has sent a proposal to the Public Service Commission to change street lights to LED, and a decision will be made by the Public Service Commission in September. On May 15th, I attended a National EMS Memorial Bike Run at Sharon Hospital, which raises funds for fallen EMS workers. Each name was read and a bell tolled. It was a very moving experience. Today I attended the county executives meeting for shared services based on the legislation that was passed by the governor and the legislator, mandating that the county executive head a panel of all the supervisors and mayors to look for ways of saving money on property taxes by shared service initiatives between the county or between other communities. We have several events this weekend. On Saturday, May 20th from 10 to 3, we have a strawberry festival at Four Brothers parking lot. And at the Amenia Library, there will also be a book and bake sale. At 3 o'clock, the Wassaic Project Festival with a parade and cakewalk, among other things, will begin. At 5 o'clock, from 5 o'clock to 7, roast beef dinner at South Amenia Church. On Sunday, May 21st, there's from 8 to 11 is breakfast at the Wassaic Firehouse, sponsored by the Wassaic Auxiliary. And also there will be a bake sale to benefit the Indian Rock Schoolhouse in the Freshtown Plaza. And highway report, Stan was unable to be here tonight. They have been busy working on pipes. However, he did say that the 2011 Ford F-350 that we've had problems with, that the Ford Motor Company will take care of the engine problem because they found out that there was antifreeze in the engine. And town clerk report.
Okay, good evening. The minutes of May 4th have been circulated to the board, as well as the vouchers have been verified by the office. And I do certify that the vouchers on the abstract dated May 16th, consisting of 7 pages, were audited, and in the amounts as I'm going to read. General Fund A, $62,710.89. Highway Fund in the amount of $14,915.08. Amenia Lighting, $1,351.32. Wassaic Lighting, $481.85. Amenia Water, $3,438.58. Capital Heating, $18,829.14, for total month's expenditures $101,726.86.
I'll make a motion that we authorize the expenditure of $101,726.86.
Second.
Councilman Delango?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Doyle?
Yes.
And Supervisor Perotti?
Yes.
Also this evening I present, there's going to be 2 upcoming events that would like to use the building, and I'm looking for the okay to waive the insurance and the fee. The first one is going to be held this Tuesday, May 23rd. It's the EMS Task Force. I received a request on Friday the 12th from one of our fire chiefs asking that the EMS force be allowed to utilize the building. Either myself or Chris will be the key holder to let them in and lock up at the end of the night. And then the other event is going to be on 8/22 at 2 p.m. The Board of Elections is looking to conduct their annual training here at the Town Hall. It's something that we've historically done even when we're at the firehouse, so I'm just looking to get that approval.
I would make a motion that we allow the use of the building for these 2 activities at no charge and waive any insurance requirements.
Thank you.
Second.
Councilman Delango?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Doyle?
Yes.
And Supervisor Perotti?
Yes.
Also this evening, I'd like to allow the public to know that the town board did meet earlier, and they conducted interviews for the open council seat. And I'm not sure if the board is ready to make movement on that appointment.
I have one correction to the minutes.
Okay. Vicki did
propose.
Vicki did make a proposal to me. She'd like to make a change on the third page,
4th,
and she would like to strike out
2017.
the last motion that she made. She'd like to strike out.
It's just grammatical change. So the original motion is read as B. Doyle motion, seconded by D. Gutierrez, to grant an expressed exception to Robin Schultz to remain employed in the town clerk's office while obtaining additional legal advice is received, and that's what I'd strike, regarding, and I'd put in A, potential nepotism issue, and I'd put period. She continues on, is resolved, period. So the new recommended statement would be to grant an expressed exception to Robin Schultz to remain employed in the town clerk's office while obtaining additional legal advice regarding a potential nepotism issue.
That's what happens when we keep talking and talking.
I probably said it verbatim, but grammatically, this seems easier for people to understand.
That's fine. It's just when you write it, you gotta.
Sure.
I can only write what you say.
So I make a motion that we approve the May 4th, 2017 minutes with the grammatical change I just recommended.
Second.
Councilman Delango.
Yes.
Caps.
Abstain, I'm sorry.
Okay. Smolka. Councilman Gutierrez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Doyle.
Yes.
Supervisor Perotti.
Yes.
Wondering about your previous question?
I can only pose the questions. I can't, if there's no,
I think there should be discussion.
I think there should be
Yeah, we
discussion.
can
I
have,
mean, we have
we're
an
having an
executive
executive session. We can discuss it
in
then.
executive session.
It's a big decision, I agree. We just interviewed them,
Okay.
and it feels like there's a lot of pros
I
and
just-
cons to weigh.
I just
Okay.
do my report as.
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should discuss in the executive session, and then we could vote after executive session.
Okay, sounds good. I know Supervisor Perotti has already announced the many events that are taking place this weekend, May 20th. It's happenings all over the entire town. Also, what is happening is the annual fishing derby that's going to be held at Ralph Vincerello's Pond. It's sponsored by the Vincerello family as well as the Amenia Lions Club. It is held May 20th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is a rain or shine event. As a friendly reminder, there are no dogs, no glass containers, casting lures, throwing rocks, or unattended children. The rooms will be supplied by Rennie's Store and Deli. All of the children participating will receive a free hot dog, chips, soda, water, which will be supplied by our very own Fresh Town. So, plenty of activities for all ages this weekend. Just pick a vet or several.
You have to pick several.
Gotta pick several. And that'll conclude the town clerk's report this evening.
Committee reports?
Marilyn Noe for the Enhancement Committee. We've had a very productive week. On Sunday afternoon, the Enhancement Committee met with at Fountain Square with Leo Blackman, and we've started the process. Leo understands what I'm talking about the planned renovation of Fountain Square. Possible target date pending, grants and funding, et cetera, would be probably the earliest would be the fall of 2018. And Leo Blackman would be working as the architect, and then Marcia Kaufman would be the landscape designer. So we're starting the process, okay? And of course, we'll be working with Mike Haggerty and the supervisor to enhance the project. Okay. Herb Eschbach and myself of the Enhancement Committee, we planted Fountain Square and all of the concrete containers or planters around Fountain Square. And so that's all done with the help of the Amenia Highway Department. Tomorrow the mulching will be done, and of course this is all in preparation for the events that are taking place this coming weekend. Vicki Doyle and Anna Hayek. Okay, are going to be planting in Wassaic. You're going to meet at Borden Park?
Yeah.
Okay. Borden Park, 10 to 12?
Across from the mill from 10 to noon.
Okay, across from...
Anybody who wants to join in is welcome.
They could use, they can use volunteers, and any help would be appreciated. And there's probably going to be water and the snacks available.
Snacks, yeah.
Okay, as an incentive to come. Okay. Thank you very much.
Are there any other committee reports?
I wasn't at the last meeting, but last night the CAC met, and I was told by the chair that they talked about Kent Hollow, and they understand that, the chair understands that the Kent Hollow issue is now going to be referred to the ZBA, and they will be deciding whether or not that is in fact, a pre-existing non-conforming use or grandfathered use. So they have asked they will be sending their information, the reports that they've done on Kent Hollow, onto the ZBA members so they can start getting themselves up to speed. As I understand, maybe Sharon, you were at the last meeting, that they will be following up with SHPO to understand why they are not requiring Kent Hollow to do more studies about a femur bone that could possibly be a human bone. They need to figure that out. It was in the EAF, but SHPO signed off on the archaeological studies, archaeological study 1 and 2, phase 1 and 2, but in their consultants that they hired to perform the archaeological phase 2, they said this could be a potentially very rare find, and it should be determined, because that site on that property where the mining is going to be taking place is a very serious Native American camp that was inhabited for thousands and thousands of years, and it was a very important area for all the tribes, including the Scaticoke tribe, would all come together for big powwows at a place called the Nook. So there's a lot of history there, and we want to make sure that everything is done carefully. So that information I thought was appropriate to be shared with the new board that will be handling that. That's the only thing I have, unless anybody knows something other than that.
Are there any other committee reports? Okay, Climate Smart Communities Grant Program Decision, Carolyn Clocker presentation. I guess we're not going to have a presentation. When I attended the Consolidated Funding Application seminar, there is actually information handed out about Climate Smart Communities grants, which I have given to the board. The Climate Smart Communities Grant Program is a competitive 50-50 matching grant program for municipalities to conduct climate change adaptation or mitigation implementation projects, or to undertake eligible actions as part of a strategy to achieve Climate Smart Communities certification. They pointed out that you did not have to be an existing climate smart community in order to apply for the grants. There are several types of projects that are eligible. There's implementation projects. that are eligible adaptation actions, eligible mitigation actions, there's certification projects, and there's, several examples here. And there's also climate smart communities grant program details. And so I've given the board all of this information so that they can read it through and see if this is anything that, we might be interested in doing. This is part of the consolidated funding application, and the applications are due by 4 p.m. on July 28, 2017. Discussions of Wassaic Playground update. I met on the 11th with Parkitect, who did our playground here in Osmo Beekman Park, with Mike Haggerty down at the Wassaic Playground. They had their landscape architect and another official was there too, and we walked around the playground. They are going to be sending us a summary of everything they found, but one of the things they pointed out is that the access to the playground is not ADA compliant. That's something that we will need to correct. Where the older children playground equipment is, there is always weeds growing up there, and that's because it was not put in correctly to begin with. So all of the mulch and the fabric there has to be dug up, and 3 inches of stone needs to be put underneath it, and then the fabric, and then the mulch. They're also going to give us, since the playground equipment is down there is for older children, there's nothing down there for like toddlers, so they're going to give us some suggestions for a toddler. One of the other suggestions they had is that is signage. I thought that was something once, we get grants and, look to make some upgrades down there, that's something maybe Wassaic Project can help us with the signage to tell people. I think a lot of people don't even know it's there. In addition to that, they also felt that it would be nice in order for something to be there to encourage people not only to use the park, but also to stay there, maybe a small gazebo with a picnic table, something like that. There's also the Weebatuck Creek there, and then there's also a way you can have a handicap accessible path to the creek up from, there is an access to the creek to fish, but it's all stones. It isn't handicap accessible. But there's places where you could go through the trees and make a handicap accessible path. So they're going to do a whole write-up that I'll share with you as soon as I get it from them, with ideas what we can do to make this playground a better place for the children.
Sorry, quick question about that. Who does the, we do the maintenance ourselves?
Yes.
And the trash collection is done?
By Welch.
By Welch. We've had a couple of folks in the last month or two pass some complaints about.
Well, there is a Welch container there.
There is. Yeah.
And they pick up every 2 weeks. I had that put there, I believe it was last year, because there was like overflowing garbage cans there all the time. So we got rid of the regular garbage cans, and I arranged for Welsh to come every 2 weeks and pick up the garbage there.
Before it was just volunteers, trying to get down there and toss it out, but nobody really wants to put that garbage in their car and drive it, on their own to another place. So I think for $20 a month, it's a service that's just simply required at this point.
The other thing, actually, I spoke to Sean Howard. There is a very old basketball hoop with there. So what he was going to do is to clean it up and paint it and replace the netting so that it can be used. So that's, and then some of the other things that are less expensive things that we can go ahead and do ourselves, or replace the chains that are rusted. And also, if you get, we could also get like a steel paint and actually paint the monkey bars that are rusted right now. So those are some things that our maintenance guys are looking at doing to make improvements on the park.
Did they look, or did you look at the missing locust posts that are on the split rail fencing where, we really need like a pallet of those and just at least put them in, replace them. I think the posts themselves are still okay, but if we could just get a large pallet of, I didn't know such a thing existed, but of new ones so that even when we were doing cleanup day, if we had it delivered there, we could have put those in, slid them in one side and slid it in the other side and made that place look a little less run down.
Yeah, I believe Sean did look at it, and he actually has written down exactly
How many we need.
how many we need.
So I think it's a goal of ours to get that done before next cleanup day because it was really depressing. We had everything looking really good and then you just saw this falling down long line of fence that was just not really, it's just been an eyesore for a long, long, long time. But we did, on a positive note, Stan did go around and he took down the flower boxes that were falling apart on the Welcome to Wassaic signs. So Stan, wherever you are, thank you very much. We hardly get a chance to do that, but thank you for just going in and cutting off the rotting flower boxes. That was an eyesore for a long, long time, and it's done. Appreciate that.
Okay, other matters. What I have for other matters is the company that we get our water from. They actually have a service where they will clean the dispensers and sanitize them. It's in your packet.
What water dispensers?
The water we have in the hall.
Oh.
The water coolers.
Oh, okay.
These are the water coolers. Apparently, this are the company that we're currently using. They have a multi-step process to thoroughly clean and sanitize a dispenser, where the water comes out in and out. I think that's something we might want to do. It isn't something that has to be done all the time, but since a lot of people use the water, it has a list of all the things the service includes.
It's a one-time service, not a subscription, right?
No.
It's $40 per dispenser. So we have 2 in the town hall, or?
3. We have one upstairs. I believe there's one in the courtroom, and then there's one in the hall. So I just wanted to get approval to get each of the dispensers professionally cleaned and sanitized.
They supply the dispensers, don't they?
Yes, they do.
How long have we had those dispensers?
I don't know. Do you want me?
So why don't we just ask for new dispensers?
Well, I can look in to see what the price of that is.
They shouldn't charge you if you're buying the water from them. They supply the dispensers.
Yeah, but the water isn't free, so we're going to have to pay for the dispensers.
The water is free?
The water is not free.
That's what I'm saying. You buy the bottled water from the company and they supply the dispenser. You got to check into that. Because all the companies, Poland Springs, if you buy their water, they give you a dispenser to dispense the water.
There's dispensers on all of them, but this is for cleaning or replacement of any. So if I can look in to see how much it is to replace them and
Looking to
how
see if
long
they
they've
will
been
give
there.
you new dispensers.
We'll see which is less
the-
expensive.
The dispenser is probably not the property of the town of Amenia, it's the property of the water company. So if you change the bottled water company, they're going to come and take their dispenser. The new bottled water company puts their dispenser in there.
But we haven't changed.
You don't have to change. You
I'm
just-
not saying we're going to change, but this is for cleaning or replacement of any there. But if you just want to go ahead and replace them and not bother cleaning them, then I'll look up and see how much that is.
It's if they give them to you for nothing, why should we spend $40 to clean them?
We don't get them for nothing.
You pay for the dispensers? Why don't you look into that?
Okay. Public comment? Town board comments?
No, there was a bunch of things I was supposed to say. I remember. For the RFP for the water improvements, we were sending out an RFP, and what status are we with that? Is there a deadline for
Yep, the
that?
deadline is June 1st at noon for the RFQs.
Okay.
The RFQ can be found on our website at www.ameniany.gov. It's on our homepage. RFQ has our legal ad as well as the actual specifications to it. You are welcome to call the town clerk's office, so we can fax it to you. You can stop into the town clerk's office Monday through Thursday, 9 to 3. But if you can pull it right up on your smartphone, your computer, or your tablet. So Mike and I had it, we spoke as we had discussed at the last meeting, and he circulated it to his individuals. It's in the Poughkeepsie Journal, and it was advertised
In contract.
on Friday that he sent it to me, and then it was also in our Millerton News.
And has anybody responded yet, or you don't know?
I've had 2 individuals call, and I've walked them through how to obtain it on our website.
Okay. So
And
there's
I haven't
interest.
spoken to Mike, so I'm sure Mike has spoken to.
He also put it on a website in Albany
Okay.
for
So
contracts.
we really have it up, and I've also sent it to Marco.
Okay, great.
So we really got.
And definitely Morris Associates, because there was a water guy who was really good on Morris Associates that I was impressed with. And I apologize, I don't remember his name, but he was maybe also involved with our heating system. Anyway, if Morris Associates is one of the ones, I wanted to make sure that they were
I
responding.
don't know specifically, so if there's a point of contact, you can
I'll
just
try
email
Pete.
them our link.
Okay. Okay. That's all I think I have, except that I would suggest, if you haven't seen the parade as part of the Wasaic Festival, it's really worth it at 3 p.m. And I know there's a lot going on, but out of all the things, fun things that are going on Saturday, this parade led by What Cheer Brigade is really fun to see. And I think it's just really, it's a very small, low-key, guaranteed to bring a really big smile to your face, because it's just really, really clever, and you can see they really enjoy what they do. So I wish we could do more. Unfortunately, there's absolutely everything happening this weekend.
We had a number of folks come out and volunteer for appointment to the open seat. Thank you for volunteering. We're going to discuss that later. And then I had a couple of questions for Victoria, for the board. The first was any update on the highway garage? I know the state you're working with them diligently. I just didn't know if there was an update for the...
No, right now, we're waiting for DEC to put whatever paperwork they have to get together to, that goes from DEC to OPWDD. Because the land that we're looking at apparently was given to DEC by Wasaic DDSO, so DEC has to give it back to them so it can be conveyed to us. So right now it's in process. They're just figuring out how to legally do the paperwork.
And then my other question was if anyone on the board had gotten a heads up that our representative, Mr. Faso, came to visit. I believe it was a week and a half ago.
No, he didn't. I wasn't contacted.
So, I mean, in general, I just wanted to say that I was a little disappointed that we were not contacted. I just wanted to be sure that you guys
No.
had not been.
I think it was on a very specific subject, and he went to visit specifically the healthcare center on the Healthcare Act or something. So it was a very specific target to that, perhaps invited specifically to that facility rather than a town-wide town hall, discussion. I was notified only obliquely But from what I understood from John Fasso's maybe office or something, that it was very specific meeting.
Great. Just
Not really open to the public. It was just a one-on-one with that organization.
Understood. Yeah, we have some great county and state representation that goes out of their way to give us a heads up when they visit or make time to. So I was a little disappointed by the way that played out.
No, I had no idea until
I did have an issue, and I thank you for bringing this up, because I know at our last meeting, we had discussed what is appropriate use for the airwaves on our Channel 22 and at our town board meetings. And I have had a request from a potential candidate, or a candidate, an announced candidate for county legislature, and he would like to come in and say a few words to us. And I think it would be having said, political statements are maybe not the best use of it, but I think as a service to the town. For people watching on TV, they might want, that may be their only chance to see some of our county legislative candidates or local candidates or whatever, and I think it's a service to them to know in the fall who they're going to vote for, and to have at least heard and seen how they present and what their ideas are for our issues. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican, I really don't, or any other party. I think when we go to the polls, we want to be as informed as we can, and that might be inappropriate. But I didn't want to do that without, hearing, because he would like to come and speak at our June 1st meeting, Thursday, June 1, and his name is Jimmy Pearson. And he, in fact, is a Democrat, and he's running for county legislature, our county legislature in our district. So how do you all feel about inviting candidates of any party if they'd like to speak to the residents over at our town board comment period?
well, I think, if he wants to come in and speak during public comment, that would be fine. That's what other candidates have done and other elected officials have done.
Okay, I will invite him for June 1st for public comment.
Are there any other town board comments?
Sorry, there's Walter. You missed one, but 98% is really good.
There's an empty seat right here, Walter. You could go from there to here pretty easily, too. Join the candidates.
Marilyn wants them.
She wants that seat.
I love it when I hear that young people have graduated from college. And our reporter from Millerton News is graduating on Saturday from Central Connecticut State University. Am I correct? She's majoring in English. And I just thought she's with us so much, I just thought it would be nice to just share her joy.
Congratulations.
Are there any other town board comments? If not, I make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
It is 7:42.